Hello everyone. Hello everyone, hello, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Chronicle, folks. I am the Black Shadow, and yes, well, do welcome back after our little side do with the X-Files. I hope some people here may have watched, and if so, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Isn't it nice to do something a little bit different, you know, and it's never going to be a massively long LP, you know. I can't say at the outset, it's not for a game of 4 discs. It's pretty darn short. I don't know quite what they managed to spend 4 discs on. Surely they could have crammed it on less. I don't know. Anyways, yes. So welcome back, folks. Last time on Dark Chronicle, Max and Monica, of course, managed to finish off creating the Chrono Union back at Kazarov's Stonehenge. We managed to get Paznos to the present, took on Griffin's Moonflower Palace, and shot it down, basically. Since then, we've obviously now been able to actually enter the palace itself, where we have been tasked, seemingly, by... I forget the lady's name now, but someone who seems to have quite a connection with Sirus, which we have very strong suspicions he's actually referring to Emperor Griffon, but maybe that's the name that another name he goes by. We don't quite know, but at any rate, folks, she has tasked us with trying to restore the garden out here to its former glory, and I hope it might reveal some of the secrets of this palace's past and to what on earth has been going on and why Griffon is seemingly trying to destroy everything. Which sounds like a fun detective story. And we have been going into the palace itself. We've only just started the actual dungeon here, folks. We've only gone and done 1 level so far, which is fine. And let me just look at my items again, because I don't know quite... I haven't picked this game up for about a couple of weeks, so I need to see where on earth I stand. I may or may not have... Or maybe I didn't do. I may or may not have done some work on our weapons off screen. Seemingly I haven't. So let's do a quick bit now while we're getting grips ourselves. Right, just need scales. Let's give it 10 for the Chronicle sword. Cracking little weapon there. I do love it a bit. So we'll just give it that. I don't want to give too much on it. I want to keep a couple back. You know, we're not in any rush in order to build this up to that weapon there. So I'm happy to help boost some of its lesser stats. Try and make it a bit more of a well-rounded weapon. Doesn't hurt. It's 8 left, isn't it? That's the one. That, and I am a bit conscious that we are running a bit low on some types of equipment as well, which is a little worrying. On the crystals and that. Satan Prasad. I need to check which one of these I need. I still need to check which one of those I need to upgrade to. So, until then, we'll go with just exorcism. I need to check that out. I've put my notes down somewhere. I haven't seen them for about a week. I've lost them, I think, which is not good. A little bit worrying, but never mind. And this, yeah, lots of stuff to do. Let's just give it to like I don't know, like Beast or something. Yeah, the steel gun has got a lot of work to do till we can get that up to its next weapon, so that's not so good. There we are, lovely. Okay then, so how's Steve doing here? Ah yes, folks, of Steve, I don't know, I may have done this off screen, I forget now. You see that little bit on the top right there, folks? I may or may not have decided to give Steve a voice box. I don't know if this is going to be a good idea or not. It may or may not be a good idea. Why do we still have the star key? You know, come on, game. No, we have fully used the star key. Would you like to discard? Yes! Well, apparently not, so... Never mind. Right, well, so with that entertainment done, so we've only got one stage in so far, Ancient Wind. But now we're going to move on to an interesting little level, folks. Level. Card Warriors Gather, folks. These are a new type of enemy, folks, that we haven't seen yet. But we will sort of see this sort of reoccurring here, there, and everywhere, all amongst the entire palace. So it's a good time to learn what on earth it is you're dealing with. Obviously, I don't know if you fight them beyond the palace, because I've never got to the end of the palace, so I don't really know what happens afterwards. So, hey ho. Let us proceed into the further depths of the palace. I still do love the actual area music of this. Yes, it felt good. Oh, game! Don't try and do that. Thank you. I just love the music here of the game. I kind of wish it just kept sometimes it didn't constantly get interrupted. Ooh. That's a good start. Thank you. We'll be requiring those geostones. Open up here. I kind of don't want to get into the fighting immediately. I kind of want to have a bit of a wander around first before I get into any nitty gritty. But I know it's not going to be. It's going to be a matter of time, folks. I ain't going to get much further. I just love this music, folks. Say hello to the Card Warriors. There's a variety of types, but a lot of them tend to act in sort of similar manners there, folks. So that's the spade. This is the heart. You notice doesn't have he has a different weapon. See, the heart has got like a wand or a keyblade or something. What are you doing? Ow. Also, the different cards do have different elemental properties, I believe. They do have different strengths and weaknesses. I don't know quite what they are. I'm gonna have to look those up. Here's the club, who's got like oh, that was a dodge. You see there, folks. See how the sword's a little bit more effective was against the heart. Yeah, that I say. There are differences, but you know, general principle tends to work. So, say if we now bring out Max, for example, with his wrench, you may find different level of effectiveness. Sit down, mate. So you can adjust somewhat to what you're coming along. Oh, I can still get it. Oh, bonus. And another antique sword. In the back. He never saw it coming. See, there's the spade with his little swordy, daggery thing. What are you doing? Face me like a man. Now, you see there, folks, Max's wrench there, quite effective. Actually, I'd probably argue more effective than Monica was. And even if we go... Ooh, wrong button. Into the monster notes. And if we go back here, silver gear, no. Yeah, see, so you see they've got different weaknesses. So the spade's weak to cyclone, heart's weak to chill, the club's weak to flame. The actual type of weapon itself, of course, it stays the same, but different elemental weaknesses. For some reason, they do have slightly different amounts of experience you can get from them. I don't know why, but they do. It's also a good way, actually, if you're unsure about ways of beating an enemy, checking out the monster notes is usually a pretty good idea, actually. You can obviously pick up its elemental properties, which is usually a good place to start. Ooh, that's handy finding that there. The moon clock hand. Very handy. Game being a bit generous. Main thing to see, though, is that obviously, well, yeah, you can see the all these card warriors do have quite a lot of hit the little red things above them, which is quite useful. Anything there? No. Now, what have we got here, folks? This is the moon clock door. It's missing something! And I see the game was kind enough to actually give it to me straight away. You need to put a hand on it, and you'll see, put it on the center, changes to the moon, and opens up. That is really cool. I love that. This is one of my favourite sort of side, the mini doors in the game. I love this a bit. I'm not so hot on the end of dungeon doors, but the little inside ones I think are brilliant. Unfortunately, only some unknown bones was our reward there, which is not so great. And some bread. Yay! I wish I could be more thrilled about that, but I'm not really. Ooh, I felt a bit late. Yeah, felt late. Half elf, not ideal. But thankfully, there happens to be, oh look, a healing point here. Well, oh, funny that. That's a bonus. Right, well, we'll take over Monica for the moment. Chronicle sword. I know there were some enemies up here, because I deliberately avoided them. I didn't realise there were 3 of them. We can use our magic here. Of course, it is mainly lightning immune, which is not going to be too effective against the heart. No, say the heart's resilient to chill, which, generally speaking, chill is an element you generally won't have. You don't often have weapons that are really high in chill stats, actually. You know, you get them sometimes, but a lot of the when you're upgrading weapons, generally speaking, they tend to deal with either like flame or cyclone. Some have got lightning as well, like the Murakumo, of course, did. But you don't find many weapons actually that tend to deal with a high chill stat. It's very unusual. So enemies that have got sort of only a resilience to chill, they tend to be the ones you have more problems with taking on because you're just not used to fighting them. Here's a new one, folks, the diamonds. I think those guys are weak to lightning. I think, do not quote me on that. Let's have a look. Are they weak to lightning? I think they're weak to lightning. Lightning and SM. Smash. Smash, that's the one. How did I remember that was weak to lightning? I've got no idea. I'm sure it was more than a lucky guess. So if that's weak to lightning, then in theory, red should be pretty good against this. Well, I've got to hit the damage first. Ow! Ooh, that's some damage. Yeah, that's some damage. Of course, both of Max's weapons dealing in pretty decent lightning stats. Even the thing is, oh, 575 damage. That's cruel. Yeah, you can't hit these guys. Yeah. For some reason, you can't see hit them in the back, which is really annoying. Spade. Right in the face. Oh, no. Yep. Oh, there we go. Okay, then. There are, folks, and I will tell you now, there are more cards around than just the 4 suits. There are more variants, which we will gradually run into over the course of the rest of the palace. But there are more variants, and some of them are very, very annoying. And also quite painful at times. And you can see lightning, not particularly effective. Oh, the heart can heal itself. I didn't know that! That's annoying. Right, good thing I know that now rather than later in like a really inopportune time. But there are arguments by this point in the game, folks, is that, actually I'm going to use those threads. You could argue that you do need to start thinking about using particular characters and particular strengths on certain enemies now, because of the amount they're hitting you for. 50, 60 damage a piece. I say, my characters are probably stronger than what a lot of other people would be, because I've sort of tailored how they're developed. This may not be the case for everyone, so you may well have to consider, especially later on into the palace, you will have to think, oh, there's a so-and-so enemy. I'd be better off using this person because they have this element of weapon. There's nothing wrong with that. It's probably a wise, astute thing to do, actually. And it's good practice for later on in the game as well, where you'll start needing to doing that sort of thing a bit more. Here we are, folks. This is what I was talking about. Joker. This guy's dangerous. What am I doing? Ow! Hit him back. Ah, yeah, they hit for a lot. Didn't help the fact I was actually holding an urn. That was a poor decision. What are they weak against? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Joker is weak to exorcism. Oh, that's not so bad. We've got some decent exorcism in pretty much a majority of our weapons, actually. They're all pretty good exorcism. I think Max's wrench isn't great, but pretty much everything else other than that's got a good exorcism stat. And you do tend to find, you do use a lot of, having a good exorcism in this place is not a bad idea. There is quite a lot of undead and stuff that's weak to that sort of thing. So don't be afraid to use plenty of it. Especially as well, if you're using like the Murakumo. One of the things that you do have to upgrade quite a lot in that blade is its exorcism, and you will run through those here because you'll be gaining so many levels to the experience you get is so high.
Looks like we got 'em all.
Marcus, I remember the first time I played this game, I actually ran out of holy crystals. I had to leave for a little bit and go and get some, which is not ideal in the slightest. Right, okay then. I'm going to play around with one of these. I'm going to do one more of these theatres, and then I'm probably going to start doing these off screen. I've already shown you once, so you get the general gist. This is a pretty good place to place theatre. So I mean, like I say, it's you can afford to overhit really, and it's just a matter of just use these surroundings. So it's like here. It should go back and forth. You can just afford to hit it. Pretty decent distance. It should stay in the corridor. Oh, I do apologise, folks. Should stay roughly in the corridor. And then I've just got to hit all the way down. And you should be. That was pretty good shot actually. That. You should find the amount of shots you're getting in this place pretty generous. I mean, it's like, to be honest, you can even afford, if you're feeling really tempting, it's not a bad place to actually practice swerve and that sort of thing. So a bit of slice, not too much. That will curve itself around. And because you don't have to worry, and you see, because you don't have to worry about really going off course, it's pretty good to practice. And you can see that's actually worked out really well. That was a decent shot. So yeah, folks. If there are any of you guys that want to do a lot of the Sphere medals in other dungeons, but not so great at playing the game, if you can get up to Moonflower Palace, practice it here, and you'll pick up a lot of tips and tricks and get quite used to it. Then you can go out to sort of some of the harder dungeons and play it, like the Underground Channel, like Balance Valley, can be very difficult because you've got to be very precise. So this is the place to go. Ooh, 5 treasure chest keys. That's nice. Donnie had charged me a small fortune for that. Superb. Right, well, I'll give Max a quick heal. Because Monica will heal up a bit on the way to the exits. That's all well and good. Now, obviously, again, folks, we'll be getting hold of all these geostones as we be going along. But again, well realistically, you're better off getting hold of like a handful. You don't want to get hold of loads, I think, because of obviously the way that we've got to build this place off of pictures. You don't want to have loads of pieces sometimes. You're better off getting like maybe 2 or 3, and then going to the diorama and putting them in. One at a time is a bit tedious, but I mean, I think like if you sort of get like 7, 8, 9, and then you've got to put them on, you can get a little bit overwhelmed, and you sort of can end up confusing the map sometimes, which is obviously not a good thing to be doing. So sort of every 2, 3 stages, go back, feed the geostones to Carpenturian. Don't do that, Monica. As cool as it is, and then work on the garden as you go. Now, I do not know if you must complete the garden in order to, like, eventually pass a dungeon, because I never got to the end of the dungeon, so I don't know. I'm going to assume you probably do need to, at a rough guess. It seems kind of not a given. Let's see if someone's logical. This is a pain in the ass floor as well. I remember this floor. I remember this floor. This is, there's prettier floors than this. And I'm hoping we're going to pick up a magic crystal very early on, and I will demonstrate to you why this is a bit of a pain, this one. Yeah, folks, the name should give you a clue. That has well in excess of 1,000 health, that. Well in excess of 1,000 health. Bloody hell. Yes, folks. In this map, you are going to find almost everything to be treasure chests. Of course, that means that not many of them are actually going to be of any use. Most of them are going to be mimics. Which, of course, is not great. Oh, wow! Premium chicken! Again, shame I can't get it because I haven't got enough space, which would be annoying. But yeah, folks, typically speaking, you're not going to see any... Oh, gotta go exploding. You aren't going to find any actual enemies roaming around. Pretty much every... Oh, come on! Really? You won't find it. You'll just find chests everywhere, so you just gotta work on those. That's annoying. So you just never quite know when you're gonna get involved in a mimic fight. You never quite know. And of course, due to the sheer amount of mimics, there are a few king mimics lingering around as well, which of course are not fun. Well, look at it this way. The standard mimics have about 1,200 health, I think. 1,200, 1,300. King mimics have even more. And of course, they will go almost instantly onto their rage mode. They do sickening amounts of damage, folks. And rage, they can hit you for us about 80 odd damage, I think, if my memory serves me correctly. That's a lot. That is a hell of a lot. You have been warned. Right, we'll swing around here a bit. I don't know who's going to be more useful against these chests. Probably Monica is at the moment. I see this one just forks into different branches, which is a bit annoying. Here we go. There's your map. A few enemies dotted around, but not many. There are a couple of these guys. Evil performers. The next level reskin sort of thing from the Griffon soldiers. They're quite resilient. they're quite resilient to damage, folks. They will put up a bit of a stiff contest. Ooh. Come on. Oh, I hate it when they do that. They can hit you with that jump. Really annoying. Ugh. Right. Oh, there's our geostone. I didn't even notice where it was on the map, folks. I didn't even see it. I was like, surely there's one somewhere. And I will stop throwing all these vases. Going back into the old ways, folks, of throwing everything. We don't need to throw everything. We've got plenty of stuff. Ah, there we go. Max can be more effective against these guys. Not particularly. They're just quite resilient to just damage in general, so... You know, there's not really a lot we can do about it. You know, you will find some enemies have just like, they will just massacre you, but you know, you can take them pretty quickly. And then you get enemies like the evil owl. You get like the evil performers, which will not do a huge amount of damage to you unless you really let them. But they will just take a bit of a beating, really, like a little punching bag. I know I'm poisoned, folks, but I can get myself healed down here, so I should be alright. Yeah, stunning him. Good way to go. Max somehow missed the third hit of that, which is pretty impressive. Super. There we go. All good. There's another one. Oh, God damn it! Really? That's annoying. Don't have any bread. Never mind. We'll go back to Monica, seeing as Max is seemingly having some difficulties in taking on these chests. But yeah, you know, as I say, some people are just generally better suited to doing things, and we all know Monica is the better ass here of the two. I doubt magic's can be that effective, is it? No, not particularly. I don't know, are these guys, are they meant to be Griffin soldiers, or are they just, like, undead versions of them that Griffin's just summoned out of nowhere? I don't actually know. They don't look like actual Griffin soldiers. They just doesn't seem right. So maybe they are just undead versions. I've got no idea, folks. Your guess is as good as mine. Anything. I'm gonna ambush you with my vase! Bang! You think these guys would learn? Stop standing next to vases! This is like Dark Chronicle Extreme Rules or something. Just a hardcore match. Just throw everything at them. Why? Why? What the hell is this place? The pantry? I'ma go cooking while I'm torching the world. Get out my marshmallows. I'm gonna get my flour, I'm gonna get my super hot peppers, and I'm gonna bake Max and Monica a cake. Why? Griffon is a strange man. Maybe we'll find out if we can unlock all the palace's secrets. Why? We may find that this guy was actually, in a past life, you know, like a sous chef or something for, like, a royal king and queen. I'm a baker of cake. I don't know. Let's kill this last guy and be done with this stage. That was a good block. And why did my game pause itself? Not the first time it's done this. And I've stopped you. Ha! You suck. Come on. No chance.
Looks like we got them all.
I gotta get me a sword like that. Super! Cool beans then. That's not bad. Right, I'm gonna go and do this scene off screen because you guys have got the general idea. So I'll be a moment. This 7 shots. Bah, I could probably do this in 3. Actually, I should be able to do this in 3. Little swerve shot down there. It's a good place to practice swerve shots, actually. It really is. It might bounce back on me if I'm unlucky. I'll show this shot off, see if I can't get this right, and then we'll, then I'll probably call it an end. I've overhit it. But again, you know, I've completely overhit it, but, you know, it ain't gonna go off course, so you can afford the unrescue. Anyways, I'm gonna go to this off screen. I'll be a couple moments. Whoa, it did in the end. I thought it didn't quite carry, but little fortune on the bounce there. Doesn't matter, I'll take it. Victory is ours. Another distortion repaired. Another medal obtained. And our reward is... ooh, that's not too bad. 5 holy stones. They could, say what, I think those could be very useful in, a little further on down the line, which is fine with me. Right then, folks, so what I'm going to do is, we've done a couple stages. So what I'm probably going to do, I don't really, as I said, I don't really want to stack loads and loads of development of the garden in one go, folks. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is we've got a couple of geostones. We'll go and tend to those quickly. And that way as well, if I'm looking at something and I'm really unsure what I'm doing with it or where to put it, I can think of it like in between videos and work it out. So use our watering pot. And before we head to Zombie Zone, which is of course where you see where the palace splits into 2, we're going to go back to the palace gardens. Kind of a bit annoying sometimes. You've got this foyer in the way. It means you have to go all the way through here. Just to get back to the outside. I mean, it's a bit annoying as well because, of course, you can go and you've got, obviously, you can access all the maps from the Carpenterium, but never mind. Right, so let's go. There we are. Download our 2 stones. Camilla tree. The path of flowers we walked has been made clear. Conditions to downloaded but unable to code. The door and the moon column. As you can see, so that's 2 more. But you see, still locked by mysterious power. We need to try and work how to get that out. So what have we actually got? Camilla tree. Tree from the east. Changes with seasons. Now, we're not going to be able to do much with the Camilla tree, I suspect, because if we look around, we're going to find there's a few. Right, so there's several there on the left side. There's one there on the right. And there's two... wherever the hell that is. I mean, I can go and make a load, but I ain't going to put them down yet. There's no point, because we don't know quite how far this will restrict us. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the one again. And you got these two. So we've got... I would say that's 7. It's at least 5, if not probably 6. Oh. 2? 2? Weird. Why is there 7? I don't know. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, right. These trees are already here. Oh, I see. Oh, and so are those. All right, so the 2 trees that we've got are the... Oh, you can tell. I've not finished this all before. The 2 trees that we've got are the 2 that need to go here, probably, by this little bridgey part. But obviously, we need to figure out where the bridge part goes before we can put the actual trees down. So again, you got to do it in stages, folks. But bear in mind, you know, I mean, there's like... How many dungeons are there in here? We count there's like 4. There's about... There's a best part of 25, 30 levels or something in here. So it's going to take you a little while to get hold of all the information that you do require, folks. So that is, you know, we've got a couple bits, which is not too bad. But that is where I'm going to leave the video, folks. So next time, we're going to head into the zombie zone. Clear this area, folks. Of course, the path does split into 2 ways. I'm going to go right first, I think, purely because left is longer. So I would rather get to the right first. That, and I know for a fact there is something here in this level. This is like I'm sure this isn't an actual like fighting area. There's something here, but I forget what it is. So that is going to be our first target. We've got a few stages to clear before we can get there, folks, unfortunately. So we will have to battle our way through the Paznos halls. But we'll do that over the course of the next couple of videos, folks. So I will thank you all very, 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 very much for watching. And I'll see you then.